prepare to hear a true story. Now, some of you are going to be excited by this news. Well, you're all going to be excited by this news, but for different reasons. Yesterday, I went in for a drug screen because I'm starting a new job next week. And that is exciting. Here's why you're excited for different reasons, depending on whether you love me or hate me. If you love me, you're like, oh, Nick, that's great. You're getting a new job. You'll be actually making more money than you used to. That's great. I'm so happy for you, Nick. I'm happy that you got a job. If you hate me but still watch my videos, then here's what you're thinking. Well, good, then you won't be able to make as many videos because I hate your stupid videos that I keep watching. If you're off at a real job, then you'll have better things to do than make these stupid videos that I keep watching and commenting on. All right, so with that being said, I took my drug screen yesterday, which despite my birthday being 420, I have never ever used drugs. And even legal drugs I'm against. All right, with that being said, I fill out the paperwork. Immediately, my American government makes me the first question after my name and date of birth, Social Security. Next question, race. What is your race? So I looked at the options and I checked white because it was like basically either that or black or Asian. So I was like, well, okay, I'm white. But then it had another option right underneath it. It was like its own bracket. So after you choose what your race is, then you have to choose your ethnicity. And I looked on there and it said Hispanic or Latino. So I checked that because I am definitely undeniably Hispanic. There's no way around it. By the definition of the word, I'm absolutely, and let me look at the official definition, because here's what Hispanic means: relating to or characteristic of or derived from Spain or Spanish-speaking countries. My great-grandparents moved from Mexico. My grandmother was a Mexican-American first generation. I'm Hispanic. I myself am not Latino because I'm not from Latin America. I obviously was born here. My mom was born here. Her mom was born here. So, doing that paperwork gave me a better understanding of who I am. My race is white, and my ethnicity, I choose to identify as Hispanic. Now granted, it is true that I'm also European. I'm about a third German, Dutch, French, and then I'm about a third Iberian, Spanish mainly, and then I'm about a fifth Central American. That part of me, ethnically, DNA-wise, actually is Latino. That's probably its own video I need to make. Let me do that one next. But you have all these things, but ultimately, with all that being said, you mix all that up, you still, for me, I'm white. My race is white. But because there's so much Hispanic about me, when you consider the Iberian and you also consider the fact that my ancestors were from Mexico, a quarter of my identity, okay, for me, I can't deny that I'm Hispanic. I mean, I could, but I wouldn't feel comfortable with it. I wouldn't be okay with just saying white European. I am European, but I'm too Hispanic to deny personally. I'm not claiming to be, I'm super Hispanic, you know. I'm not claiming that. But it's too big of a part of me to deny. So I filled out the form, and I like that form better than most of them, because usually it's just like one list and that's it. You have to undeniably be white, or you have to be Hispanic or Latino but not white. Usually that's the options they give you if you're someone like me who's both. So I was happy that they divided it up there. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I can say I'm a white guy. Yeah, I'm white. But I'm also Hispanic. And I guess in theory, you could be Hispanic but not be white. As for me personally, it still goes back to another video I made that I feel biracial to some degree. And my mom definitely does. I made a video with her and I asked her if she identified as a white woman, and she said no. So I understand that so much of this is how you self-identify. And I also recognize that It's like an ongoing gag in my videos that just like, I immediately assume that people in Spain hate every word I say, and they're just like hurling tomatoes at me for being so ignorant. But what I'm really doing is I'm explaining things from a somewhat culturally confused American, as many of us are. But a lot of people in Europe, and Spain especially, say, you stupid racist Americans. They think I'm racist for even making a video like this, when imagine me though, and I can travel back in time, not in real life, but in my mind, to 30 years ago when I was in first grade. And I remember we had what was called an SAT test, like they wanted to make sure that we were smarter than China or whatever it is, so we had these standardized tests. And I remember having to fill that out, and I had to get someone, an adult, to help me. They had a teacher's aide in there to help me figure out what race I was. And ever since then, every year of my life, there's been at least a couple times every year I've had to fill out the form, and I've been confused by it. But I think here in 2018, doing this drug screen for the new job I'll be starting, I think that I will have a better understanding for the first time in my life. I can say it out loud. I'm white and I'm Hispanic. My race is white. My ethnicity is Hispanic. And I understand that. What are your thoughts on it? It is kind of confusing, right? But now that I understand it, if you've been confused, maybe you understand it a little bit more, that there's a difference between being white and Hispanic, or at least there can be. And I think for so many Hispanic people, especially so many Hispanic Americans, we have always been confused by this. I just think that if all the forms listed the way that one did, it'd make more sense. Race, you can choose white, and ethnicity, you can choose Hispanic. But you don't have to choose either or, and that's usually how the forms are here in America. So for the people outside of America thinking, you racist Americans, you're obsessed with race and ethnicity. Well, my point is, we're forced to fill out these forms from a young age. So we're forced to be aware of it, whether we care or not. And now at age 37, this is the best understanding I'm gaining of it all. Oh, comments. Tell me how dumb I am. Tell me I'm ignorant. I'm ignorant. I'm open-minded. That's my catchphrase. There, I said it. Okay, there you go.